All right, let's do a little real world scenario here where we take some of these skills that we've been learning about the DOM in the past couple of weeks and put them to a practical use. So I have a page here, same paragraphs and title. And what I want to do is I'm going to take this. You probably remember this sketch from earlier in the semester, but I've got this little paint program where whenever I move the mouse, I'm drawing an ellipse of a different color there. And when I hit a key, I clear the screen. Okay, so I'm going to take that canvas and I'm going to make that the background layer of our web page. Okay, so what do we need to do here? So there's a couple of things that I'm going to do in P5 to make this happen. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the dimensions of the P5 sketch such that it is now going to be the width or height of our browser window. So rather than having a fixed dimension, I think I have 500 pixels square or 600 pixels square, it's now going to be window width, window height. Okay, so that's going to be step one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to absolutely position this canvas up at the top left of our web page. So we know that we can use the position method of P5 elements to make that happen for us. And then the third thing that I'm going to do, and you may have run into this if you've been using images in the past or that sort of thing as a background to HTML content, is there's a property in CSS called z-index, wherein you have the X and Y position of your page being the width and along the X-axis and the Y-axis being the width and height of your page. The Z-axis is the sort of the camera that's coming into you. It's the space between your computer screen and your eyeballs, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to change the CSS of our canvas element so that it's positioned at a Z-index of -1, which is one layer behind all of the web content on our page. So the combination of those three things should get us in the ballpark where we have a P5 sketch acting as our background layer. All right, let's do it. Over here in code, line by line, I'm going to peel this onion apart for you. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a canvas. Instead of 600 by 600 pixels, what do we do? We're going to do the window width and the window height, right? So window width and window height will replace our we'll replace our hard-coded 600 pixel square, and we'll save that. Let's go over and see what that did for us. Okay, we now have this canvas that is indeed the width and height of our browser window, but it's still positioned beneath our HTML content, right? So we need to fix that. Let's do that here. We'll take our canvas, right? We've declared it as a variable, and we're going to use the position method, and we'll position it at the very top left portion of our screen at 0, 0. Okay, save that up. Great. Now we have a screen that's filled with our canvas, but where's our web page content? Right? Actually, where it is behind our canvas, because we've now absolutely positioned our canvas element, but it's above the normal document flow. So now we're going to have to do some CSS trickery to position that beneath the text content. Okay, and we know that we can use the style method to change CSS styling, right? So simple as that. We'll take our canvas and we're going to style it such that its z-index property will be given a value of -1. And there we go. We've got it. We've got it working pretty well. Where I hit spacebar and it clears, and now we've got sort of like a highlighter pen type of thing going on. So pretty cool. And this canvas is behind the DOM, and you can see I can still highlight all of this text. This is actually just regular HTML, but now I have a sketch running behind the scenes. So you can think about that. Obviously, there's all kinds of creative possibilities there where you can take your dull vanilla web pages of yore, and you can now restyle them with some really cool animations going on in the background and that sort of thing. But before we leave, there's one other thing. So what if somebody comes over here and actually, let me just run this page. Maybe someone's running a smaller browser resolution, and then they decide they want to make the browser window wider, and then see what happens. We've actually broken our kind of the show fell apart on us here. So how can we handle that? Well, we know that we have some tricks in our P5 arsenal that will allow us to do that. One of which is there's an event listener, event handler for window resized. So it's listening and say, okay, you resizing the window? If so, let me do something. And what we can do, simple as that, is that we can go ahead and as soon as we detect that someone's resizing the window, we can go ahead and resize our canvas accordingly. So whatever the new window width and window height are, we're going to immediately rerun this code and say resize canvas to window width and window height, and then redraw our background. Okay, so let's try that out. All right, so working. Now I'm going to resize the canvas. Now I'm going to make it bigger. And you can see that I'm able to handle those corner cases now. So with just a little bit of P5 knowledge, we were able to handle that kind of situation. And then we've got the potential now to make some really cool things. So all of our object animations that we've done in the previous weeks, now we can use some of those animations or some of that drawing functionality as a really rich media background to otherwise boring web pages.